that we were just having before we hit the live button. Like you just talking about that authenticity part of like not worrying about being like someone else's offer, someone else's package, all of that stuff, and then actually being able to increase profits by just being real you.
Mhm.
That is so relevant right now because we're all experiencing that. Hey, everybody! Obviously, we're live. Nikki,
Oh, we are? Really?
thrilled,
Oh.
thrilled to have Nikki Bradley here hanging out with us today to talk about our dopeness, our uniqueness, our specialness, and really owning that. Because truly, folks, that is your superpower. I want to be like other people who I admire out there, and I think they're just doing so much more than me, and they're way cooler. But their audience is attracted to them, and part of their audience and everybody else's audience will be attracted to you because they're like you. It's like a worldwide marketing dating game. Some people are meant for certain people, and it's just the way it works. You can't go away from that. So be you. Nikki is my friend, and she is a branding expert. She focuses on helping people crack the code on who they really are, not who they think they should be, and helping them actually build offers, build markets, convert high ticket sales, and get stuff done. And she works with a ton of coaches, consultants, and experts. That's why we have Nikki here, is because that's who we all are. So, Nikki, thank you so much for hanging out.
Thanks for having me. This is gonna be
So
fun.
glad you're here. All right, tell us where you're hanging out. Like physically, what city are you in right now?
Physically, like in the real world, I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am born and raised. Charlotte's a weird place because there's not a lot of people like that. So those of us who are from here, they call us unicorns, which I think I'm a unicorn anyway. So when they said that, I was like, absolutely, I'll own that. So yeah, that's where I am. And yeah, but
Okay,
like
cool.
in virtual space, you can mostly find me hanging out on Facebook. So this is like, I feel like I really am at home right now.
I know, right? It's so weird, right? I never felt as at home as I have the past couple of years. Like once we were all forced to be here all the time, now I'm like, yeah, I don't think real spaces exist anymore.
No, this is where I've been.
The world has become like real life Ready Player One.
Right.
We're
I'm
like
like,
all
welcome to
gotta,
my world.
you know, right? Well, so super glad you're here. Hey, let's see here.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
hey,
oh,
homie.
Wendy. Awesome to see you, Wendy. Yeah. You're in Raleigh, no way.
Like
Two
you're my
unicorns.
neighbor.
That's so great. Jerry, what's up, man? Good
And
to see you too.
you said y'all. Hey, see, people, you're my people already.
And Carolina in the house. Jerry, you from oh, California. Okay, yeah.
That's
Far,
okay.
far, far away.
I'm not gonna like start throwing up signs because I might actually. I was about to start throwing up something, but I might actually be throwing up a gang sign and not know it.
No, I think you're safe here. We're all good with that stuff. So Wendy says 2 hours away. No way.
Yeah,
That's super cool.
yeah, that's
Y'all
close.
should hang out.
We
Um,
should.
what's up, JL? Hey, anti-guru in the house.
Another Carolina
Really? From
person.
North
I love
Carolina?
it.
Freaking awesome. I'm gonna
This
leave,
is
guys. Y'all
so
just do your North
cool.
Carolina thing.
Just
I'll be
come
over here getting some
on.
work
We'll have a Carolina meetup.
done. All right. So let's do this. By the way, folks, always live Q&A here. Ask all the questions, interrupt all you want. We want to make this for real, for real. So Nikki, like walk us through number one. Like before we were talking, let's just dive back into our previous conversation right before we went live. Like you were just kind of laying it out there. Here, what are you hearing from people and where are their fears? Where's the concern? Like, because the market's changed and people are concerned about that. We're digging deep and yes, we are. Oh my gosh, look at all these North Carolinians. Had no freaking idea. Rednecks rule. What is
Oh my
this? What is it? What is my community become, Nikki?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I freaking love this.
We're going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, this is going down. All right, we're gonna end the live and restart, folks. Well, we talked about
Bring
bringing
it
our
back.
authentic. We
Bring
were
it back,
bringing our
people.
authentic self, right? This is it. Okay, here we are. Budweiser is cool. It's hilarious. Okay. I'm glad everyone's feeling so authentic today.
Okay, guys. And I have to just tell you, so when I saw Budweiser is cool, I live literally 5 minutes from the speedway, from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and there is a race that just happened here this weekend. So
That
Budweiser was clearly in the building.
That is as good as it gets right there. I'm thinking Cars 1 and 2. Oh my
All of it.
gosh.
All of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
For those of you who have never been to a NASCAR event, you really gotta go. It's
Yeah.
bizarre, over the top, and extremely fun. Even
Uh,
if you're like the most anti-Southern redneck, sorry, I'm in Memphis, right? I got it. We're all in the same house here.
yeah.
Even if that's not you, you freaking gotta go.
It's an experience.
Just put on your redneck for a weekend and live it up because those people are the coolest, funnest people ever. And take your
I
earplugs.
I have gotten marriage proposals from, bare-bellied, um, braided like, beards that can be braided men before at NASCAR
So there you
games.
go.
I'm
Looking
just
for the
saying.
braided beer hookup? Go to
Yes,
NASCAR.
I'm just saying. It's a thing. It's happened.
Okay, so my next door neighbor, who actually is from, they lived in the Carolinas just before they moved here. Oh my gosh. He's a patent attorney and he lives next door and like professional, right? You think he freaking has a beard down to his waist, braided, shaved head, tatted up
Yeah,
everywhere. You would not know what he does for a living. But yeah, I'm telling you, he's probably a NASCAR fan. Oh my gosh.
99% chance that's true.
You just bring out the country folks and the southern folks, and we just got it all going here.
But it's even if you're not from the South, there's still love, I'm telling you.
So
All
Jerry
are
says,
welcome.
"Hey, Chris Williams, I merged with the business and it worked out better than I could ever imagine. Amazing right now for us." Oh, that's so great, Jerry. So glad for you. That's
Congratulations.
rocking, dude. That's so awesome. And then Wendy, this is a sign, Chris. You need to join us in North Carolina. No kidding. Need to move the whole operation there.
Come on in.
Wildest thing ever, NASCAR, for real it is, right? Okay, let's talk our authentic selves. I cannot
Yes.
imagine a better lead in to talking about our authentic selves. So, Nikki, right before we started talking live, you were just like, by the way, folks, the stuff that happens before a live conversation, honestly, is usually better than what happens on the show. I don't know about you, Nikki. When I'm on other people's shows, it's the same thing. Like the stuff we talk about before and after, I'm like, man, we should have put that should have been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So let's go back to that moment. You were like, I'm hearing lots of concern about people who are like, I've got the same offer they've got. How can I charge more? How can I ever be better?
Mhm.
Like, kind of get back in that space. Walk us through how to be ourselves when there's so many other shining stars out there.
Yeah. So, I exactly what you just said. There are so many other shining stars out there, but the thing that the thing first is everybody is a shining star.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like I should start singing Earth, Wind& and Fire, like, "You're a shining star, no matter who you are," right? So, everybody that's so true, though, like, everybody is. But it's so easy for us to see it in everybody else, but not to see it in ourselves.
Mhm.
And so what I was telling you before is that I hear in my community, I hear when I'm talking to other coaches, like my friends that are coaches and just other business owners in general, I hear a lot that people are like, well, I see so many people that are in my space and they're amazing. And I see people that are farther ahead of me and they're charging that, but I don't feel like I can charge
Mm.
that yet because, my program is new or I haven't been doing it as long as they have. Or
Mhm.
there's lots of different reasons people might say, well, our programs are similar. We do similar things. Um, I just don't see how um, I can differentiate mine, or why would somebody choose mine over somebody else's, or just whatever the reason is. Mine is blue and theirs is red, whatever whatever it is. Um, they're just we come up with whatever reasons in our head for why um, somebody might choose somebody else's over ours, or why we can't stand out versus somebody else. And the thing that and I struggled with this myself for the longest time.
Mm.
Exactly. There are enough customers out there for all of us. And
Yeah.
we know that in our head, but it's so hard for us to drop that from our head to our
Mhm.
heart, right? For us to like really believe it in here.
Mhm.
The thing that I have come to know is that each one of us has what I call our dope superpower. And I'm like a big Marvel studio fan. So like
Oh, yeah.
I love the superheroes, and I love that each one of them has a superpower, and I think that each one of us has one. Um, and I've like been like over the last few years, I've been really just digging into this whole idea. And the thing that I have kind of, I guess the way that I look at it is each one of us is, if I break this down into four things that kind of makes up our dope superpower, the first thing is we're all born with an innate gift, right? So something that we're born with that is like that we're naturally good at. Um, so maybe it's that thing that like you can do without even thinking about it. Nobody had to teach you how to do it. You just can do it. And your parents were probably like, oh my gosh, like look at her, like when you were 2 or 3 years old and you just just all of a sudden they're like, where'd they get that from? We didn't teach her how to do that. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? And then the second thing is your passion, like whatever it is that you love to do or you're just curious about. You're a Jedi.
I love it.
So we have our passion. So it's something that we love to do. We're curious about. Like it might have been something that we figured out like later in life that we just kind of gravitated towards. So we have our gift, our passion, and then something that somebody in our lives recognized in us that was like, it might have been mentors, it might have been a coworker or a boss, it might have been family or friends, maybe somebody that we see as a leader, and they were like, I see something in you, maybe that you didn't even see in yourself. And they're like, okay, this thing, like if you just develop this in you, but you didn't see it, but they saw it in you. If you just think right now, like Chris, I don't know, do you have something like that maybe somebody in your life saw in you that you didn't see?
Yes, and that's made me successful, Nikki. Somebody told me probably 15 years ago, "Chris, you're really good at making complicated things simple." And I don't know, that just stuck with me, and I, like, kept leaning on that and kept going back to that and thinking, "What can I help someone with that they're confused about that seems complicated, but I can see it in little steps and help them move through it?"
Yep.
That that one thing changed, like, so many decisions I started making as I was developing products and services and platforms. How can I help people make something complicated simple?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
And that when you go to a conference, like, figure out what you're great at, what you're passionate about. Making complex things simple is never on their list, you
Never
know?
on the list.
Yeah, and what you're talking about, what people are listening to right now, what you what's gonna be on your list, whoever's watching, isn't gonna be what's on the slide at the big conference. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so Wendy says, "Yes, I've been told that about my tech help." See, there you go,
Yeah.
Wendy, that's perfect. And Jerry says, "People buy from you people buy from the credibility from the" yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
People buy from you from the credibility from the heart you speak from. That's so true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so true.
And then once you have your gift, you know what you're passionate about, you know what somebody else has recognized in you. The last thing is we all have experiences in our life that kind of hone and shape who you are. And that's what brings that superpower into focus.
Hmm,
So like I believe that everything that happens in our life and the people that we meet bring us to where it is that we're supposed to be. And that is what kind of like everything else, it just kind of starts to put that laser into, if you think about like with like going back to the Marvel superheroes, like each one of the movies, you kind of watch how each superhero goes through different things, and that's what brings them into like them becoming, Black
mhm,
Panther or
mhm,
becoming
mhm,
Captain Marvel or whoever, each one, if they hadn't been in these different situations, even though they had this gift or even though they had this passion to help other people or they had whatever it was or somebody saw that thing in them, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm going to take this scrawny little man who couldn't who couldn't do anything right, and I'm going to like inject him with this super serum and make him a super soldier." Right? Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if they hadn't had these certain experiences, they wouldn't become who they're going to end up being.
Mhm.
So all of those things make us who we are. And if if we hone into what that thing is that ends up being our dope superpower, it does not matter what anybody else is doing out in the marketplace. Nobody does what you do the way that you do it, which is why you can charge whatever the heck you want to charge. You don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. You can show up however you want to show up, because you have a frequency and are going to resonate with exactly who you're supposed to resonate with, because you're on this dial, this frequency, and you're going to be speaking to exactly who you're supposed to, differently than anybody else is going to. It's like a DNA code.
That is so true. Jerry, congrats on your success there, dude. That is
That's awesome, dude.
so great, man. Love that. I'm scared to death to work in international markets, and I'm glad you're so bold. We have a lot of people in our community here, but it's information, not products. Products, I can't imagine selling a product. That'd be scary.
That freaks me out. I used
It
to
does
sell
me too, right?
products in corporate, and I'm like, I don't want to do it again.
So, Nikki, I'm sure this is the same in your audience as it is here in my audience. I'm not a selly kind of guy. If you look through every bit we've ever done in all of our audience, we've never pitched anything. And we don't allow people to pitch in our community. We're just here to help. And that's not right or wrong when it comes to marketing. That's my personality. All right. It also works out really well. It gets the job done and brings people into what we're doing. We're here to help. And folks, you got to be you. Like, I've just never been one of those people who's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you what's right inside. You gotta get right in here. There's only 10 seats left. That's just not me, right? I would leave the studio crying. But that works for some people. It wouldn't work for me because it would exhaust me. Be yourself. It'll work.
Yeah.
By the way, here, let me just pull up these few comments. These are good ones. So Jerry, that's why I'm the anti-guru. I give away more than I can sell. Well done. And then Wendy there, there's the sale. Yeah, for real. No products for me either, just services. Yeah, Wendy, right? Jerry, I didn't mean it like we were talking and she was coming into the talk. Oh, it's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what people, they buy you. It's
Exactly.
so true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's only one you. It's just like I was talking about with the DNA code. You were born with a specific code, and the way, and your uniqueness, like you were the only person that has that specific combination of the gifting, the passion, what somebody else sees in you that they don't see in anybody else, and your unique set of experiences. Nobody else has that.
It's really comforting, actually. It really is, because it's really hard. Let's call, I have a lot of amazing friends in the funnel hacking genre of our community that do amazing work in that space. I'm personally not I'm not a funnel hacker. I don't know how to build a funnel.
I'm not either.
A great team that does a lot of that stuff. But the problem that people often face with funnel hacking is not that they adopt someone else's landing page and buttons that work. It's that they try to adopt that other person's persona. And the funnel goes with the person. The person doesn't go with the funnel.
Yes.
The book offer, the stage speaker, the Facebook group leader, the Clubhouse speaker, their platform works for them. If you're seeing someone succeed, because they've crafted a platform around them, they have not tried to be someone else.
Yep.
Not sustainable if you try to be somebody else.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, so Nikki, let's say that we're caught in this daily grind of waking up, rolling over, grabbing our phone, and looking at our social media platform of choice. And in about 30 seconds, we realize, crap, I'm never going to be that. How do we break that cycle of constantly telling ourselves we're not good enough and start a cycle of, I actually can be something just the way I
am? So I have a coach, and she constantly brings up, there's a Bob Newhart episode where there's
I've never watched a Bob Newhart show. I gotta watch it now.
So I had not either. And there's an episode where he is like a psychologist and he's sitting in the chair and there's a patient who comes in and the patient is just going on and on about like all these things that are wrong in his life. And he's just, pouring his heart out. And then I think he goes on for about 5 or 10 minutes. And Bob Newhart's just sitting there, hands crossed. And then finally he leans forward and he goes, "Stop." And that's the end of it.
Oh, wow.
So that's what that's what she tells us all the time. And that's what I'm going to tell you. That's what I'm going to say to you. And sometimes that's just the answer. We'd have to stop. Like I wish I could sugarcoat it, but we have to pattern interrupt. So if you have a pattern of, and I had to do this myself because I had a pattern of every morning I would have my phone beside the bed and I would look at it and check social media. And one of the things that we do when we do that is we go on social media and we start scrolling, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we're looking, what do we do when we're scrolling? Like, we're not going on there to like be encouraging and cheer people on, like, go girl, you're so amazing. We're not doing that. We're going on there like, okay, what are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, look at their life. They're amazing. Oh, okay.
It's like freaking middle school.
That. It is. That's exactly what it is. That's why, all this stuff is being released right now about how detrimental it is to young girls. It's not just detrimental to young girls. It's detrimental to us too. Right?
The young girl inside me is dying.
Right? The 13-year-old in me is like cringing in the corner. Yeah. So it's not just to them. So literally, one of the things that I had to do is I don't go on social media. To me, number one, social media is social. Mm-hmm. So when I'm on social media, I'm going on there to be social, but I'm on there for a purpose. I'm on there. Social media is for business for me. So I'm on there for a specific reason and for a specific time and purpose. I'm on there to connect with people for business. I'm on there to connect with my community. I'm on there to put out content. And then I shut it down.
Yeah.
That's it. Mm-hmm. So I time block. That's a big thing for me. I focus, like I have specific times of the day that I do social media. I have specific times of the day that I'm marketing, that I'm doing lead generation. I have specific times and days that I'm doing client work. Once I'm done with whatever I have time blocked for the day, I'm done working for the day and I go and Netflix and chill. Well, not Netflix. Let me not say Netflix and chill because that could mean something else. But I go and Netflix. I go hang out with my daughter. I go for a walk, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I love that. It's really good advice. Okay, let me just back that up, Nikki, because what you just said is that's really life-changing. Yeah, Jerry, I'll come right back to that, Nikki. Jerry, that's why I'm on 32 different. That's why I'm on 32 different platforms, because each day represents a different platform. That's a great way to do it. Different platform, interesting. Yeah, Wendy, welcome, Wendy. Good to see you. Yes, keep your business mindset on while using social media. Jerry, you can't limit yourself. I love that, Wendy. I love that. Yeah. Jerry, you can't limit yourself. Yeah, the device, you have to expand your reach. It's important. Nikki, here's how I do what you just said, which is the time blocking piece. Mm-hmm. And by the way, folks, if you have any questions for Nikki, fire away. We got like 3 or 4 minutes left and we got to bail. Nikki's a busy girl. Only got her until a half hour. The time blocking for me, I time block, like you just said, like we're on the same page. Mm-hmm. I do categories. This is when I'm posting or doing it right now. I'm creating content right now with you. This is when I'm answering comments. This is when I'm doing personal outreach. Mm-hmm. I used to have a time block on my calendar every day for a 4th category. And it was, I'm trying to think of a better way to say this. The time block said feel like shit. I'll just say it. And that was my time block. It was 30 minutes. That was my time block that I never used, but it was there every day to remind myself, don't go on social media and compare myself with everybody else. Yeah. Because that's what's going to happen. If you want to do that, just label it. Call it feel like shit. If you don't want to do that, then label something else and go be productive and then get off of social media.
That's good.
Sorry.
That's good.
I try to keep it family oriented here. We got kids watching.
But sometimes you have to call it what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really do. Yeah. Okay. Any last questions or thoughts, Nikki, that you want to leave us with? By the way, if you want to reach out to Nikki, obviously she's brilliant at this. Like, reach out and have a conversation with her. If you can get 5 minutes on her calendar, lucky you. If you can just go hang out with her and like what she produces out there and how she talks you through this, her content's really great. I've tagged her up there at the top of this post. Click on her name. Everything you want to find from her is right there. And you'll be glad you did. Like, it's worth 5 minutes. You'll show up on Nikki's space and feel better about you instead of crappier about you. What an idea.
How about that?
Yeah, for real. Okay, Jerry. It's good to see you. Wendy, great to see you. Everybody, great to see you guys. Y'all are just freaking awesome.
I know. This is fun.
It's fun. Nikki, any last words you want to leave us with?
Oh gosh. No, I just want to thank you for having me on. This has been fun. And thank you to all of the Carolina and Southern people on here for making me feel quite at home.
That's so funny. Yeah, you're definitely at home here. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Let's stay an extra half hour. I know. Don't you wish we could?
I know. I wish I
too,
could.
right?
I've got a client call I got to jump on.
Tons of love going on over here for you. Okay, Nikki, you're amazing. Thank you for your time. Again, everybody, Nikki's info up there at the top of the post. Find her on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on the World Wide Web. She's not hard to find.
All the socials.
All the places. Yeah.
All the interwebs.
We'd love to see everybody. Yeah. Thank you to everybody. Y'all are all so awesome. In this, Nikki, you know what's coolest about hanging out here? These people in this community, they're like you and me. They're just super, this sounds so self-serving. I didn't mean it that way. They're super cool and awesome and giving. I didn't mean that to say that.
They're super dope.
Their dopeness. Look at this dopeness just oozing out.
Just
all right, folks. Yes. Get out there and share your freaking expertise. People rely on you just like you rely and I rely on Nikki to help us figure out our dopeness. You got your expertise out there, folks. Like, you kids go out there and own that thing, share it, make the world a better place. That's so, so great. Nikki, yes. You're awesome. Thanks for being here.
You are too, Chris. You're super dope.
All right, bye, kids. We'll talk soon.